Hello, my name is Lindsay Maestri. I'm the Executive Director here at LHUCA, and today I'd like to welcome you to our exhibition, American Contemporary Craft, curated by our curator, Linda Collum. This show features traditional and non-traditional ideas of craft in a variety of mediums and processes. So let's take a look at the show. Catherine Grimley, Gallery Director for the Penland School of Craft, wrote of this exhibition, "To define contemporary craft in 2020, one should look well beyond the edges of the labels historically attached to the practice. Craft is both a noun and a verb, after all." This is Restore Your Agency 2 by Morgan Hill. Hill's work is made of pieces of charred wood that are hung by magnets. She notes of her work, "The act of making/destroying is intrinsically linked to my own liberation and renewal." In this series, Marina Font stitches directly into black and white photographs of a female nude. The construction of these mental maps, as Font calls them, evoke diverse psychological states and emotions with meanings that are in constant flux, never fixed, just like our identities. Koko Kamahira examines the craft of painting by taking the canvas apart. He unpicks the canvas and suspends it from a wooden frame, just like a traditional painting is stretched on a frame. Catherine Grimley also noted of this exhibition, "The term craft makes space to embrace both the traditionalist working skillfully with one material and the more mercurial, untethered artist. The work in this exhibition illustrates a liberation from conventional perceptions." Centerpiece by Ann Wood is a large-scale sculpture made of yarn, artificial flowers, battery-operated candles, artificial wood, taxidermy mannequins, and table parts. Materials and processes are both an important part of Wood's work. She was in the gallery for 5 days, pouring molds, rug hooking yarn, and blending together this over-the-top work rooted in kitsch. Linnea Glatt's work, Tangents Aligned, is a formal investigation of line, shape, value, balance, and texture, all done in fiber. The stark contrast between the forms and the tactile quality of the work invite the viewer in. Kent Bosworth's wood carvings often create narratives through objects. Comfortably Numb, Chili con Queso, and Cigarettes After Sex are influenced by the narco-corridos, or drug ballads that tell the story of drug lords near his home on the Mexican-American border.
Well, because it didn't pull well. Dad, listen. I mean, okay, you may not know this because you're nearing that age when life starts to, wind down, but kids nowadays, we don't want a revolution. We don't want the drugs or long hair or fast cars. That hippie logic, that's so long gone. No, all we want is good old reliable mother capitalism, waving her commercially zoned banner of freedom over the Hilldale shopping mall, waving away any risk of being shipped off to sit in a foxhole. Dad, we want to graduate high school with honors, ease into a solid 9-to-5 with stock options, and by 30 have a family, a golden retriever named Shingles, and a high-yield 401k with no early withdrawal penalties. Ugh. And then we'll bankroll some liberal Yahoo's Senate seat. I mean, who knows? But until then, all we want is for nothing to change. I have a viable candidacy as the second-term class president of Roosevelt High School in promising the American teenager exactly what they already have.
Hello, Contra crowd, and welcome to November's Virtual Contra. This is your caller, Morgan, and this month I'm bringing you Betwixt and Between by John Kaufman. This is in our normal duple improper, alternating with a gent and a lady across from him, and underneath the first gent is a lady, and across from her is a gent. Your partners are across from you, your neighbors are beside you. Now this dance starts with ladies all-amond right, 1.5 times. 1 time puts you back to place, 1.5 puts you across the set. You should now be beside your partner for a partner swing. This is a short swing, only lasting 8 counts. Next, you're going to take hands in a circle, and you are going to circle left 3 places, which puts you into position for a neighbor swing. Another short swing, only 8 counts. Gents, you're gonna all-em-on left 1.5 times. 1 time puts you back where you started, another half puts you across the set, again so you can be beside your partner. This sets us up for another partner swing. Another short one, only 8 counts. Next, you're going to take hands in a circle and you're going to balance the ring. To balance, you step into the center of your little circle and then you step back. This takes 4 counts. After the balance, you're going to Petronella. To do this, you are moving 1 position to your right while spinning clockwise. This takes 4 counts. You could also think of it as 4 steps. You're going to take hands again, and you're going to balance the ring. And now, to end the dance, you're going to do a partner California twirl. Standing beside your partner, you're going to take nearest hands and raise them up to make an arch, and you're going to trade places by having the lady go under the arch. This movement makes you end facing the opposite direction from where you started. And that's the end of the dance. Ladies, all-em-on right, 1.5. Partner swing. Circle left 3 places. Neighbor swing. Gents, all-em-on left, 1.5. Partner swing. Balance the ring. Petronella. Balance the ring. Partner California twirl. Ladies all-em-on rights, 1.5. Partner swing. Circle left 3 places. Neighbor swing. Gents, Allemande left, 1.5. Partner swing. Balance the ring. Petronella. Balance the ring. Partner, California twirl. Ladies, Allemande right, 1.5 times. Partner swing. Circle left, 3 places. Neighbor swing. Gents, Allemande left, 1.5. Partner swing. Balance the ring. Petronella. Balance the ring. Partner, California twirl. Ladies, Allemande right, 1.5. Partner swing. Circle left, 3 places. Neighbor swing. Gents, Allemande left, 1.5. Partner swing. Balance the ring. Petronella. Balance the ring. Partner, California twirl.
We're here today to talk to Laura Zelda Smith. She's in the American Contemporary Crafts Show, and this is her piece behind me here called Greetings. And I'm going to be writing some things on the wall that she wants put on with her piece. Go, Laura.
Hello. I'm not able to make it up to Texas, so Linda's gonna help me. And I think the text for this piece makes it more relatable to an audience and humorous. And I feel humor is important for lightening and maybe adding some humility to art, which I think art needs sometimes is humility. Yeah, and that's it.
So Laura's going to tell me what to write and where to write it. So what's first, Laura?
So there's gonna have little arrows from the piece, from each little one, and if we start at where would you prefer to start, on the bottom left or?
That's fine.
Okay. So that one, right there is clay meets plug and becomes an outlet, and clay meets outlet and becomes a plug. So.
Clay meets outlet, and outlet meets plug. Okay. Can you get that?
And then, oh, cool. Looks nice.
Okay. Next.
Greetings started out as a desire to take ceramics out of the clay out of the hierarchy of ceramics, but it kind of became a narrative of documenting minute little interactions and moments in my studio, because I think those are interesting as well, as maybe grander, larger pieces.
Happy birthday. Thank you. I can now retire from politics after having had happy birthday sung to me by two sweet.
Hi there, my name is Kathy McClure and I'm really excited to be at the Louise Hopkins Underwood Center for the Arts. I'm from Seattle, Washington. I actually went to school at Texas Tech though, and it was quite a while ago, 25 years ago, but I'm excited to be back. The title of the show is Kathy McClure Re-Imagineer, and it's a take on the Disney Imagineer team. And so what I have been doing for the last 15 or so years, I have been taking battery-operated stuffed animals that I find in thrift stores, and I was curious about what was underneath the stuffing, and so I took these things home. I ripped all the stuffing off of the exterior, exposed the plastic that was underneath, took that plastic, cast it in sterling silver or bronze, machined it, filed it, sanded it, and then put it all back together using the original mechanism from the original tossed away toy. So I like to call myself a glorified recycler. I believe that we live in a massively excessive consumer society. And so the work that I make reintroduces preciousness into our world. Something that has been disregarded and thrown away is now put on a pedestal. So that's what the show's about on a broad scale. The Mickeys are a totally different thing. So I don't really like to tell people what the work's about. I like them to experience it for themselves. So a lot of my work is about process. It's actually very process oriented. And with Mickey, I want to just talk about the evolution of the piece and how I found him. So I was in New York and I had a show at the gallery that represents me there, and I was, I stalked Toys R Us, before it went out of business, just to find out what the latest, greatest toy was, right? So I went to the Toys R Us in Times Square, and I found this battery-operated Mickey Mouse, and I was so, intrigued by what might be under it. I took it back to the gallery. I had an opening that night, and I literally ripped off all the stuffing, put it on the shelf, and anyway, somebody bought it that day because it was this, and isn't this gorgeous? So what I've done since then is I've taken these guys, and they're all the same, but they're a little bit different. I've manipulated their circuit boards. I have hardwired them all together so that they have an interaction within the group. And again, I like to leave it up to the viewer to decide exactly what's going on. And this piece is this is the third incarnation of this piece that I've created, and it's taken on a whole new meaning with COVID. It's a different, I love to put pieces in new environments because it's always a revelation for me, and I hope it is for the viewer too. So I'd like to introduce everyone to Trumpet. Trumpet was the very first battery-operated stuffed animal that I ripped apart and exposed the plastic and did what I do. So this stuffed animal, like the juxtaposition of what it was as to what it is now, was very important for the show because, as you'll see, there are other pieces in the show from the series of bots that I've created, and it just shows the difference between what was thrown away and what is now precious and to be, to be discovered, to be understood that we live in this consumer society. So the series of bots that I've chosen for this show There's a difference between the sterling and the bronze, and I'd just like to talk about what that means to me briefly. For the bronze pieces, they are more like something that you would find unearthed from the ground. It's more of an archaeological find, if you will. The bots have turned into something that are old and archaic. With the sterling, that precious metal austerity comes into play, like the coldness of the metal, and as opposed to the warmness of the bronze. So that's it. Thank you so much. Please come to LHUCA and check out the show. And yeah, I love Lubbock.
LHUCA presents American Contemporary Craft, a national juried exhibition, on display through November 21st, 2020, juried by Catherine Grimley, Gallery Director for Penland School of Craft. Of this exhibition, Grimley wrote, "To define contemporary craft in 2020, one should look well beyond the edges of the labels historically attached to the practice and the associated objects. The work in this exhibition illustrates a liberation from conventional perceptions." The first place winner for this exhibition is Nate Ditzler for his piece Unreal Weather View 2, made of ceramic and glaze. Ditzler describes his work as derived from the simplicity and playfulness of the illustrations found in children's books and single-panel comics. He uses amorphous blob forms as a surrogate for the self and to express the philosophical idea of the individual as being perpetually unresolved and in a fluid state of growth and change. Stephanie Robinson won second place for her work Greener Pastures, made of marble and wool. Robinson plays with multiple oppositional relationships in her mixed media sculptures, which often use humor and the absurd to address uncontrollable aspects of the body, the self, the environment, and relationships. Abdi Ol won third place for her piece Hairsuit, 118 Hours, made of human hair on used pillowcase. Inspired by Victorian-era hair wreaths and the desire/repulsion narrative, in this piece, Olg asked viewers to engage with a figure that is anything but expected. The first honorable mention went to Theda Sandiford for Nu, a mixed media fiber piece. Playing on a narrative of "Don't touch my hair, for I am my hair," with this work, Sandiford created a bridge on which to meet the viewer. The work was made during open studio yarn wrapping sessions where the community was invited to wrap and hitch knot thousands of yards of fiber and other materials. The second honorable mention goes to Jen Rose for Corona in Gray, made of colored porcelain, linen, cotton, and stainless steel. Of her work, Rose says, "Perhaps the most constant theme that endures is the idea of multiplicity. My brain tingles when I see forms and images in endless quantities."
Materialize out of the night, vacant lie, Satan and white, he bummed his smoke and ask for a booze. Said I'm a vampire, are you vampires too? We should never leave the casino. Screaming bloody murder. I'm a fish and I swim on the street. Life it happens all around me. The shadows cast light on the face. Lord, I know I'm a boogeyman. We should never leave the casino. Screaming bloody murder. We should never leave the casino. Screaming bloody murder. Storm clouds all around Texas Canyon. Jefferson airplane in the desert. So I haven't felt like this in ages. Only nobody in one with nature. Maybe some things you shouldn't play with. I can live with that one.